Good afternoon, sir.
Where?
Sir, I'm here.
Okay, yeah.
I'm Mahavidya from the Department of French. Do you have concrete plans for the rehabilitation of rape victims?
Sorry?
Do you have concrete plans for the rehabilitation of rape victims?
I think, well, of course, you would have concrete plans for the rehabilitation of rape victims, and it's important. But I think there are two elements to the issue of violence against women. The first is a legal issue, right? And so you have to have laws that protect women and laws that are strict when a woman is raped. And the second thing you have to do is you have to protect women by changing the way society looks at women. It's not possible to rehabilitate a woman who has been raped if the society does not treat her properly, right? And in our society, women who have been raped are treated badly. They are shamed, they are not treated with respect. So you have to also, in addition to changing the law, in addition to protecting them legally, you also have to make sure that society treats them with respect. And you have to change the way men think about women. Yes, and I'm committed to doing all those three things.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Myself, Sheriba Ruth from English Department. Though we speak about equality, there are still a number of departments and sectors where equal allocation of seats are not given for women. So if you are in charge, will you give 50% allocation of seats for women in all the
Look,
departments?
I would like to give. You see, you have to understand, if we are going to be absolutely fair, then for many years, you've had many less seats. Correct? So there's also a backlog that we have to make up. So I don't think it should be 50-50. I think it should be actually 60-40 for you. But that will be difficult, okay? Because the men will have something to say about it. They won't be happy about it. So let us start with 50-50 and then slowly go to 60-40.
Thank you, sir.
I'd like to, by the way, before I start, I'd like to apologize to all of you because my flight got delayed in Delhi, so you've had to wait here a little while. So I wanted to just say, apologize and say sorry about that.
Next question, please. Volunteer, please hand over the mic.
I'm Kamalni from BCom General. My question is, what advice could you give to young women to strengthening a democracy and to continue the economic prospects to our country?
Democracy requires independent institutions. It requires a judiciary. It requires a free press. It requires conversation in the houses of parliament, in the houses, in the state houses. And all of you have a role to occupy those places. You will all become maybe judges, lawyers, journalists. You will work in these institutions. And the best way to defend democracy is to make sure that when you're working in these institutions, you're being independent. That you're not listening to somebody who's forcing you to say something, and that you're defending the independence of the institution. So, for example, over here, if we have a free discussion, open discussion, that would be democratic. If, on the other hand, we didn't allow questions, we only gave a speech, and then we went away, that would not be democratic. So, it is your duty to force discussion, where discussion is not happening. To protect people who are being threatened. You can see today in the country, people are being threatened, people are being killed because of their opinion. And it is your duty to protect these people, to step out and say, no, I'm not going to allow that. That's not going to happen under my watch. So you have to take responsibility for this country. This is your country. Correct? Belongs to you? What is your name? Huh? Ilikya. It belongs to you, no? The country belongs to you. So you have to step forward and say, I am not going to accept anything less than the best. Right? Yeah. So that's basically the idea. You fight for your rights and you fight for the rights of everybody around you. And also, one more thing. One more thing. See, different parts of this country have different ideas, different cultures. For example, I came here and the first question I asked you, would you like me to translate what I'm saying into Tamil? Right? Why did I do that? I did that because I basically respect your language. I basically respect your way of doing things. I don't want to come and tell you that, listen, you have to do things in this way. You have to speak some other language. You have to do X, Y, Z. I want to understand your culture, appreciate your culture, give you my ideas, take your ideas, and then go back home and talk to people about those ideas. So it's also important that if you want to protect democracy in India, that you defend your culture. It is important that you defend your language. It is important that you defend your way of doing things. And the Tamil people should defend their culture. The Bengali people should defend their culture. Punjabi people should defend their culture. But always respect the other culture. So you can't say that I will defend my language, but then those people over there, their language I will not defend. Right? So that is the spirit of appreciation of other people's way of doing things, and that's at the heart of Indian democracy. India is actually many different ideas. There's not one idea in India. There are many, many, many different ideas, and that's the core of defending democracy.
Anyone from this side, please?